What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another podcast, the Brown Fox Podcast, episode 10. As always, I'm Matt, and I'm joined right next to me by, once again, Joseph. How are you, brother?
I'm doing fairly good. Got the coffee ready to roll.
Ready to go. I unfortunately don't have one. I had one earlier, but
Yeah.
I couldn't wait to have another one.
We've got some good ambience out here. Got an airplane flying overhead.
Guys, we're in a bit of a different spot to the last podcast. Obviously, the last podcast we were in the office, but today thought we might get some fresh air. And
I'm not sure that everyone that we're sharing the space would appreciate us having a big loud chat in front of them for an hour. So
look, the reason we were in the office last time is because we were the only ones in.
Mm-hmm.
So it was nice and easy, but I'm not complaining with the location that we're in right now.
No, it's very fresh and airy and green.
We'll see how much ambience is picked up from the microphones.
Yeah, like that plane.
Yeah.
We're all good.
Should be good
conversation.
Hopefully you guys are doing well. We're doing well. Joe especially with his coffee, his black coffee. How good?
How good?
How long have you been drinking black coffee for?
Since I was born.
Dang.
No.
30 years. Fair enough.
Oh.
Tell
them the details.
I'm out.
No, only a few years.
Yeah.
I used to drink. I didn't used to drink coffee.
Yeah.
Like most people, and then I went from energy drinks to coffee.
Yep. I know the feeling.
I went from milk coffee to black coffee.
Yep.
Once I started realizing that milk didn't really agree with me because started getting up in years, which you've already kind of spoiled. But yeah,
sorry about that.
Couldn't last. Couldn't make it through my 20s without having to dish the lactose.
So is it full cream or just any milk for that matter?
Oh, full cream. Anything that has, I suppose, what lactose or whatever dairy is.
Yeah,
anything that's not dairy free. Anything that's dairy full will result in other methods of fullness, which we won't talk about anymore.
We'll leave that for another We'll leave that for another podcast.
Yeah, great.
Cool. Look, before we get into the bulk of the podcast, what? You know what's coming.
That was a great conversation point.
Yeah, I don't know. I just.
How could you top that? How can you possibly top that?
With this. I thought I'd get nice and early this week, guys. So, you ready? You ready? Last week's we got some good feedback from last week's ones.
Yeah. What'd you get back?
There was some good content, and hopefully we've gone a bit better this week. Look, I went to buy some camouflage pants the other day.
Oh yeah.
Couldn't find any.
That was good. That was a good one.
You like that?
Yeah. It took me a second for it to click, but yeah,
that's good.
That was good.
I've got an idea actually. I came up with this, and this could be for future episodes, unless you've got one right now.
No.
We both have a go at saying a dad joke each, and the people in the comments below can comment which one was better. We'll keep a score. We'll keep a tally, and the winner at the end of the year, I don't know, buys the other person a Scotch billet or something.
There's a really good joke I heard at a wedding I was at filming the other day, but I need to look it up before saying it. Otherwise, I'll just wreck it.
No, that's fine. Just leave it for the next podcast.
Yeah.
But I reckon that if you're on board, then let's do it.
Cool.
Anyways, great.
Well, we survived that, so
yeah, that was a bit of fun.
That was all right.
How's your week been, man?
Yeah, it's kind of been quick.
Yeah.
Kind of almost over now.
Yeah, I mean, we're recording on a Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been a good week of just getting out there and stretching the legs and talking to a lot of people and having good chats and networking a lot. And a few projects on the go and a few projects to come on the weekend. So
for sure,
looking forward to
one in particular coming up. It should be good.
Yeah, how's that wind going?
Yeah, I mean, I can't hear it through the headphones, so I don't know if you guys can hear it, but this will test the built-in settings.
It feels nice. It feels
it does feel good.
Breeze. Hopefully the audience doesn't hear it.
Hopefully not.
This is where your skills come into play. So
we'll see. I'm trying to get away with no post-audio editing at all. There was very minor last week. We'll see how we go.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Dude.
Good.
I think we asked each other this question last week. What is one thing, I'm putting you on the spot once again, what's one thing that you've learned this past week?
Oh, hit my head on the microphone.
Oh. Fair enough. Oh, no.
One thing I learned this past week. Wow. Does it have to be serious or?
Dude, you can go do whatever you want. I've got a serious one,
Okay.
but it's up to you.
Okay.
You can do the funny one, and I'll do the serious one.
I don't know if there's anything funny that I've learned other than that new dad joke.
Yeah, learn something every day.
No, there was some random thread that I was reading on Facebook.
Yep.
In some business group where people were sharing all kinds of really random tips, but funny enough, none of them are coming to mind. So
there you go.
Clearly they all
awesome.
suck.
Well, you can. Well, if any are relevant, any are good, you can bring them to the next podcast.
Yeah.
No, that's good. No. That's fine.
Unfortunately, I don't think I have anything to contribute to this segment this week.
No, that's all good, man. Well, let me share mine. One thing I learned this week is just a reminder of how long. So we did a project on Monday, and it was just a reminder of how long that particular style of shooting takes to film. So it was a different, you know what I mean? So it was a different, long story short, it was more down the short film-ish kind of narrative style of filming.
Yep.
And it was just a reminder because I did a bunch of that sort of stuff when I was in uni.
Yeah.
It's been a few years now. And it was just a reminder of how long it actually takes to film that sort of stuff. What you think the same thing?
No, that was definitely an eye-opening experience.
Yep.
I think we were working with people who aren't actors, but thankfully they had done their own rehearsals and they'd done their own plan beforehand. I can imagine doing a project like that where you've got an acted idea, but people aren't ready for it.
Yep.
I can see how that would be a bit of a problem because I think in my mind, I thought the shoot would go no longer than 3 or 4 hours, and we ended up being there for 5 to 6.
Yeah.
And that was my bad for not really knowing what we would need to do it. So, yeah, I guess that is a learning. There you go. I learned something new.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it probably isn't something that it's something new to me that I've learned, but it was definitely like a reminder because it has been a while. Because that sort of style of shooting isn't what we primarily shoot, but it was good fun.
It's a good learning opportunity for us because even I think your topic is going to be somewhat along the lines of this, but in what we do most of the time, it's very, there's not as much planning of, say, a narrative sequence or something as much as it is just capturing real life interactions and real life things as they unfold and interviews which happen off the cuff like what we're doing now. Yeah. So to go back into an environment where we had to work with a script and work with some actual creative ideas, I think that was a really good creatively stretching project for us.
Yeah.
And opened my mind as well to what we need to be doing if we engage into more of those kinds of projects. Which
definitely
is good fun.
Yeah.
Also, it kind of gave me a lot more respect for all the different roles on an actual film set. The idea of having your first AC to pull focus or this and that, things that we're manning 3 roles at once essentially, even though it's a small production. Yeah. But it gave me more respect for it again.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. It definitely brought back some memories for when I was back at uni, and more than I would say over half of the projects were that sort of style, that sort of narrative short film, and it definitely brought back a lot of memories, and I enjoyed it.
Same. Yeah. And I think the edit's coming together really nicely too. So I'm going to try and have a play with something a bit fun graphically with it, but you've put most of it together and it looks fun. Other than this little debate we're having about which side of an eye, a wink effect.
Yeah, so comment down below, guys, with whatever platform you're watching or listening on. Do you want to explain to them what's
so when someone does a kind of cartoon style wink, does the effect come up, the wink sparkle come up on the closed eye or the open eye? So I think it's the closed eye.
Yeah, so I originally, when I was editing, I put the sparkle on the open eye because, I don't know, I didn't really think much of it. And then Joe started to explain it to me a little bit, and now I'm thinking, hang on, which one is it?
Yeah.
So comment down below. Obviously, this will only be relevant to
Well, now we'll know if people actually listen to the podcast.
We get a lot of feedback. We'll know that people are actually watching and listening to the podcast. But
yeah, creative fun.
We'll have to wait and see. Okay, look, a new segment that I want to start.
A new segment. Wow.
No,
I don't
it's
get
a quick
any
one.
of the details before the podcast, so this is all new to me.
Putting him on the spot here. Look, a new quick segment, which I may or may not have gotten from my last podcast that I did in the past, which Joe may or may not have been playing to me before we started recording, is it's called yeah. It's called
yeah.
Yeah, it's called Fact of the Day. Yeah, see? Along the lines of the sparkle, the ding. So today's fact of the day, and it's, I guess, video related.
Okay.
And look, I just searched it up. It was a website. It was made by someone, I think, in the States. I don't know how accurate it is, or if it's just for the States or worldwide. I don't know.
Okay.
But today's fact of the day is businesses using video grow company revenue 49% faster year over year than organizations without.
End podcast. That was good.
Cool. You like that one?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, there's all sorts of metrics around, and I think you'll have to ask individual businesses what their experiences have been.
100%.
I mean, yeah, that sounds like a great statistic. I wonder how they... Can you say that like the first part, where the video is being used again?
Businesses using video.
So it's just as a blanket statement, using it, whether... Yeah, I guess that's interesting to know whether that's talking about their marketing strategies or whatnot. But yeah, I would agree. I mean, I've heard so many real world statistics from people that I know about the improvements that people have had in business due to using video. You know, I had in a networking event I just went to earlier today. The videographer in the group was saying how he helped create some email videos as part of an emails marketing campaign. And he said the open rate of the emails was 20% higher than it's been. And if you know anything about email marketing, there's not a very big open rate in emails. So to boost that means that people are actually opening the emails and reading them and then knowing there's a video inside or whatever. But just overall, I think it's going to be interesting to see how you pull these facts through because I think the bottom line is that when video is used well, it's always good for a business. Yeah. So yeah, to see how that stat came out, and that's intriguing me. It's intriguing me. Yeah. I'm like, okay, 49% increase because of video.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's probably a good. I don't know idea where they got the stat from, but I think it's good.
Yeah, cool.
Good for me to ponder.
Yeah. So that was today's fact of the day.
Wow. Good segment.
Cool. All right.
What do you got now?
Not much, man.
Fact of the week?
Fact of the year.
So we've got the dad joke of the day, got the fact of the day. And going to do the weather report next?
Yeah, sunny with a chance of clouds.
I mean, there's clouds everywhere.
There is. Chance of...
Is there a helicopter?
Yeah.
I have a really good view here. I can see these cranes moving stuff just on a building, apartments that are getting built in front of me. And I'm just very intrigued by the...
This is so random. Would you ever live in the city?
Not intentionally.
Yeah.
Not in the city, no.
Would there ever be an exception?
If I had to. I mean, I would live in the city if I needed to, if I absolutely had to. Like, if all of Brisbane got attacked by zombies and the safest place was in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
I'm in the city.
That's, yep. All right. Great.
But moving on. Not by intention. I'm more of a suburbs guy.
Yeah. No, that's good.
I like being near the city from the option to get into the city. But I don't think I'd live in the city.
Yeah. No. definitely not. Not for me.
Nah, you're more of a property man.
Yeah, I would definitely
big property with some horses and
100%,
and some 4-wheel driving activity.
Oh, make my own some 4-wheel drive tracks down the back. Currently not on a property at the moment, but definitely long term.
But you've ran that whippersnipper up and down that patch of grass you got though.
I live somewhere where there's not enough grass to use a mower. So let's use a whip. Dude, where's the mower whippersnipper sound effect? Hey, let's go. How do we get onto this? Oh, right. Yeah. Would you ever live
the weather?
Yeah, true. Okay.
So
Move it.
Good content on this podcast so far.
So you know what that calls for?
Mm-hmm.
Good content. Yeah, that's it.
Absolutely.
So look, what I'd really love to talk about today is why we love what we do and the importance of, as best you can, finding something that you love and doing it. So I don't know. I think you've definitely talked about this topic in previous podcasts, but obviously that was quite a while ago. So I think I don't really have an agenda of where this conversation is going to go or what's going to come out of it. Hopefully some valuable content, but I just know for me personally, and I know you're the same, and I know hopefully everyone is the same, but I love this job. I love working with you. I love coming to work every day. And I think
nice.
That's so valuable, and I never want to take it for granted. And
I've literally thought I've had moments recently thinking about this and that.
Yeah.
Funny you say that because, in small business, I think I've mentioned to you on several occasions recently that, it's tough. And there's been moments personally in the last couple of weeks and months where I go, is this worth it?
Yeah.
Is it worth it? Going through some of the natural up and down of operating a business. And then I thought about the flip side of, so if I didn't do this, what would I be doing? And going back, because it's been a few years now, and I thought, well, my previous career and working for someone else and trying to fit into a new culture that, I didn't create or didn't have a part in molding. And I thought the pain of, I call it pain, but the idea of not doing what I do at the moment is actually enough to keep me going for now, through the tough times. Because I actually go, like you said, sometimes you take it for granted. You actually get to do something you love to do.
Yeah.
I sometimes recently have taken it for granted.
Yep.
Being the fact that we wake up every morning and then come to an office and work on video projects, just creative projects. And you actually, even when things are really busy and when things are full and there's a lot of work, and sometimes it feels like potentially there's, it's really difficult, or the flip side, that we actually still are doing something that we genuinely enjoy.
Yeah.
And I've had moments where I've actually forgotten that recently in the last couple of weeks and months.
Yeah. Yeah.
When things were a bit slower.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's probably a very transparent conversation at the moment in terms of how I envisioned the business growing past what I'd first even thought about. It's challenged me to actually go, even for, this is a very transparent conversation. I'm like, for a job that you have here is actually, when I think about that job or the idea of what it is to be a videographer working on projects that are all sorts of different types that aren't the same company all the time, being the videographer for one company. It's actually a cool job to have if you're a videographer. I thought about that because I thought, what would it be like to go and work in even something I love doing, let's say a videographer, and work in-house for a company?
Yeah.
Because I know many people who've done that. Even if they started their own businesses, they maybe went through ups and downs or whatever themselves, and then they ended up working in-house for someone else. And now they only do work for one company, which is a good thing, but it's also creatively, you're only working within, one business and only getting to see the bounds. I have had to also remind myself that every day we get to do what we love to do.
Yeah.
Because funny, if you had this conversation with me 6 months ago, I would be like, yeah, it's awesome. It's the best thing ever. Like, there's no alternative at all to. And I've had some ups and downs in the last couple of months to make me actually go, yeah, it is a privilege to get to do what you, because people work jobs every day that aren't really what they love doing. So they have to find ways to enjoy life, enjoy with their actual skills or their talents outside of their day job.
Yeah.
And that's why people live for the weekends or for hobbies and that. But we actually get to spend the bulk amount of our creative energy in a work context doing something we actually like doing.
Exactly.
So that's my little first part of my when I'm thinking about this topic currently. What was the question?
I think, I don't know if that was really a question. I think it was more, I wanted to talk about, why we love what we do and the importance, or why is it important to
love what you do,
to love what you do, find that passion in life and pursue it.
It's quite simple for me, and I can get kind of passionate about this part. It's quite simple because if we're, you're only got 168 hours, I hope double check the math, in a week, and you spend 1/3 of that day every day sleeping. So 1/3's automatic out the window.
Yep.
Most people work 30 to 40 hours a week in a job. That's during your peak energy, your peak life throughout a week. So if you're not doing something that you enjoy doing, or you really are passionate about, if you're not able to do that, you're not living your peak hours at your best.
Yeah.
As a person.
Yeah.
Ideally, in an ideal world, you do a job or something that you absolutely love to do that is a combination of your talents, your passions, all of the things you were created to do, and you get to do that during the times you're at your best.
Yeah.
So even when I was first starting off the business and I was working another job, even though I loved that other job and I was still a creative thing, when I was giving the first amounts of building the business, the effort I had was actually not at my best, realistically, because I'd already been working, used a lot of creative energy. I had to do it at night, I had to do it on the weekends. So I wasn't at my best.
Yeah.
And so now I get the opportunity to do what I'm good at my best. And people see me most of the time, will see me doing what I'm best at when I'm at my best. Therefore, my life hopefully looks fulfilling.
Yeah.
As in, you know what I mean? It's not about impressing others, but it should, I would like to give off the impression that I get to do something I love to do, and I'll do my best work. I'll have my greatest impact and be able to actually influence people for the better, because I'm doing something with my days that are something I feel like I'm made to do.
Yeah.
I think that's not a simple answer, but most people don't actually get that opportunity.
Yeah.
And most people really, a lot of people will think about their career as, there's many ways to look at this, and it's its own full-on conversation. But a lot of people either live for the weekend and live for the things that they get to do, camping, fishing, go on holidays, whatever it is, to get out of work, which realistically, we all got to work unless you got to have a massive trust fund or something. Other than character and building and, to actually contribute something to society, all that stuff. But it's either that or you're waiting till, you're not at your best to do the things where people get to see you at your best.
Yeah.
It's like, in a very overarching way, getting to be the best version of yourself. And when people get to see you at your best, you have your greatest influence. Does it make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of where my head's at with this whole thing.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And not the...
No. Cue that up for my ex. Whoa.
Oh, sorry guys, soundboard's going a bit wild.
No, that was really good. I definitely want to, I guess, touch on what you're saying. It's I never want, I said it earlier, I never want to take it for granted with being blessed with having a job that I thoroughly enjoy coming to every day. It's like, I don't know. I never want to take it for granted, and I feel blessed that I have this job, because I guess I see people, whether it be your friends or whether it be you just see people, and you can just tell that they just don't enjoy what they do every day. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel privileged and blessed to be able to do something that I enjoy, and we get to help businesses and organizations along the way as well. And I find real value in that.
And I think that thought process leads to the idea and thought about impact. So the quote that comes to mind, which I really love, I've said to a few people, is you can't have an impact doing something you hate.
Yeah.
So as in the impact of your life, you can't have an impact doing something that you hate, but you can't have maximum impact doing something you tolerate.
Yeah.
So a lot of people just tolerate what they do, and it depends. It's really your personal worldview and your personal goals and your personal measure of success, or however you define it for yourself. But for me, I want to have an impact in the world, and I want to have a positive impact. And the only way that I know how to create an impact is by actually doing something that's got impact. Where I can be impactful.
Yeah.
And for me personally, it goes beyond video production. It goes beyond all of this. It's my own worldview. It's my values,
100%.
all that, my beliefs, all that. But at the end of the day, I know that these goals that I personally have in the future of impact, of things that I have a passion about, things that I am, righteously burdened about, or whatever it is, things that I've experienced in my life, I can't have the impact that I want to have unless I'm doing something that I love doing.
Yeah.
No one's going to listen to me if I'm the kind of person that you catch up with and it's like, so how's work going? Oh yeah, it's all right. I just want to, just want to go on holiday,
Keen for the weekend.
Exactly. And there's nothing, again, I have nothing against people like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't want to be that kind of person.
No, neither. Yeah.
So
exactly.
And to your credit, in the way that you pointed that conversation point as well, is we get to actually legitimately have impact on, I like to think, businesses for the better with what we actually do, which is a bonus.
Yeah.
So
and I think it's really important for clients of ours or anyone else to, business owners to know, understand, and realize that we really do thoroughly enjoy creating video content, whether it be a video business card or a short film or narrative filming or testimonial videos or any sort of, I guess, corporate work. We thoroughly enjoy.
I love the process. I mean, the reason I got into videography and have landed here for such a long period of time is because it combines every element that I enjoy about the creative world.
Exactly. Yeah.
For me, it combines everything: the music, the graphics. We've said it before.
Yeah.
So on a personal creative fulfillment level, I really enjoy what we do, and I've started to discover that I really enjoy the impact of what it and the results and the real world results of what it is when we do work for businesses in particular, which is its own topic. My gosh, we're already 31 minutes into the podcast. I feel like we barely started.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's good. It's good. As I said earlier, and I love coming to work and creating video content because it's a passion. I guess that's what I love to do.
Yeah.
In a work sense, but then be helping businesses and organizations out. And I guess that fact of the day I read out earlier, I don't know how true it is. It's a blanket statement, but businesses using video grow company revenue 49% faster. And if we can do that, if we can help a business to get there, to, I guess, achieve that in a sense, that's That's awesome.
All right, this is where there's a multitude of thoughts in my head about this, and this is probably not where you were asking the conversation to go.
No, it's all
but
good.
I don't know the stats, but I know that bulk of Australian business is in small business, is in small business operators like us at the moment, where there's a few staff and the turnover isn't nearly as big as a big business. And the thing that people love in, especially in Australia, where it's very relational and, relational bit kind of business world, where relationships are really key, is people want to deal with a small business operator because it's personal, because literally you have a relationship and you're supporting someone local, and I guess if you know the person personally or you know what they stand for, etc. As opposed to what sometimes big corporations become, because I understand how it happens. Like, it's just all organizations. When they become bigger, you lose the personality, because genuinely there's just a lot of people and you start to have all sorts of corporate lingo and to speak about, it doesn't make sense. So the reason people choose to work with small and medium businesses is because of a lot of the time the personal touch, or they feel like they're not being treated like a number. So combining that thought with the fact that most of Australia is built on small business, and then a rising tide lifts all ships. That's the saying. I don't know if you've heard of that saying before. So if people are getting better and lifting everyone up with them, then everyone's getting better. To the point where now I've actually seen and heard conversations where I'm listening to people who are theoretically were small business operators, but have had experience for big corporations, or they know how they work. And now one of the things I'm hearing them talk about is how this modern day of business, especially with the digital age, has enabled a lot of small businesses to act like corporations to a degree, in terms of looking bigger or feeling bigger, but they're actually not. They're small teams and local businesses. And a lot of what has contributed to that as of recently is the ability to do things like video. When you are, like you said in the first podcast, when you're able to see someone across the world, not knowing their business, they could look like a pretty big, they could look like a very established business, and hopefully it's genuine, but they don't have to be 100, 200 staff business to have the same level of presence now, because of tools like video that you would have had to be 50, 60 years ago. I think that's... So in us getting to support small businesses, helping them to improve, which hopefully lifts everyone else up, because, people will start to understand that there's things like the digital world that they have to adapt to and all that. Hopefully that just bolsters everyone. And hopefully those business owners are doing stuff that they love to do or want to have a positive impact. And then hopefully that impact grows. It's like a chain. It's a chain. And hopefully everyone gets better. It's kind of...
100%.
Yeah.
Sorry, I do actually have a what do you call it? A soundboard moment for that.
100%.
Oh. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I was really... No, in all seriousness, though, that's awesome. I feel like lots of sound bites from that.
Oh,
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So stay tuned. Yeah. Cool. I feel like we've covered quite a lot in this podcast.
Yeah.
It's been good.
I mean, I recall you talking a little bit about, when we were talking about doing this episode, about the idea of why we personally like what we do in terms of the specific business, corporate, commercial video work that we do.
Yeah.
And so I'm interested to hear if we've still got time on this one.
Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah, why do you, I know you love video. If there was I'm sure if there was a poster child for I love video, I'm sure you'd be one of them.
Should get that on the soundboard, mate. I love video. Yeah. 100%.
So, but I think we've had off air, we've had many conversations about the real world use of what we get to do. And I think we do it. We help businesses and we help brands and we help organizations to get their messages out.
Yeah.
So what do you enjoy about that? Because I know that it's not there's a lot of people who do commercial and corporate work as a way to make money and still get to enjoy their art of filmmaking, but say they've got actual passion projects or things that they really want to do.
Yeah.
And most people coming out of film school that I am aware of aren't really dreaming of becoming commercial and corporate videographers.
Yeah.
Most that I know of. And you're one of the few that I feel like actually enjoys it coming out of film school. You don't, like I'm sure maybe things will change. You might have some other passions with video, but most of the other film school students I've talked to either want to have a feature film or they want to get into music videos or this and that aren't what we do most of the time. So why do you like it?
I don't know. No, I think in that sense, I'm quite different to your average stereotypical post film school student. As you were saying, most of them seem to have passions for music videos or short films or I guess non-related corporate storytelling work, and that's cool. That's great. That's awesome. But that's not me. I think after I came out of uni, a few people were asking me, so do you see yourself working on like film sets or short films? And I said, look, if the opportunity ever arises for like a once-off here and there, sure. But I can't see myself doing that full-time, long-term sort of thing. I think my area of passion more lies, within the corporate storytelling, branding, advertising, promotional videos for businesses, for organizations, for companies. Because I don't know, I really love, and I'm sure I might have mentioned this in the last podcast to some degree, but I really enjoy the process of from start to finish, from meeting the client, and whether it be a video of, we're interviewing them, meeting the client, interviewing them, going through the process of capturing them on film, capturing B-roll, putting it all together, adding those different elements, music, graphics, putting it all together, and just creating something from scratch that not just for the sake of it, but actually has a purpose, actually has a story behind it through the power of video. And and then completing it, sending it off to the client, seeing their reaction, and them saying, sweet, when can we do the next project? I don't know. Yeah, so that's long story short, pretty much. But I just love the process, that storytelling process, and I love being able to tell a story with a camera, with multiple cameras, but then also those other elements of music, of graphics, any other special effects or VFX or anything like that. Explosions going on. But no, I really do have a passion for storytelling, for telling a story through a lens of, whether it be the smallest company that's just started or a big company that is very well known. And I feel like we've had the privilege of working with those two companies, to some level. So I don't know. That's long story short. I probably rambled on a bit there, but I really do have a passion, and going back to what I was saying, I think I'm quite a different post film school student to the average.
You build different.
I'm a different
You're
species.
A different breed.
That's it.
No, sorry, that really needs to be a new soundboard. That's it.
That's it. I'm gonna record that later on. Or grab it from this podcast.
You'd know if you're in the office.
Yeah.
But, no, I really think that. Yeah, without making jokes about you being built different and all that. No, that's real.
Yeah, but I am.
You are. You're huge.
I'm looking to change that. No.
No, it's actually it's a very specific use of video that not many people find that is their real true, call it passion, or their creative. I know people who dabble in it or who love cameras and love videography, love photography, but they don't necessarily love the working with a business and doing whatever it is to capture them on video.
Yeah.
And as you were talking about that, I think some of my own words, I'm thinking, because I'm also asking myself the same question. So why do I love to do this type of work myself?
Yeah.
You're like, or the audience is like, wait, does he?
Does he really?
Does he really?
Whoa.
No, and I think the words that came to mind as you were saying all of that, and as I thought about the kind of work we've done so far, is I love to work with real people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with actually. I watch shows and I watch movies and everything, but I think I can see the difference between. One of the key differences between, say, a movie or a TV show is you're working with fabricated people, fabricated ideas, which is fun creatively. Of course, it's a super creative thing because you're dreaming up and envisioning this made up reality.
Yeah.
What we're doing every day in the trenches is we're actually in the reality of what makes the world go round.
Yeah.
As in the commerce, the trading floor of the world is, and especially in Australia, is small, medium businesses like we were talking about earlier. So we're actually on the ground with real people.
Yeah.
Nothing, again, I love TV shows, love watching movies. Yeah. But for what we get to do, we actually get to see and talk to and capture real people.
Exactly.
And especially when they're actually passionate about what they do and they really are excited about the work that they do, I think people deserve to hear that, and the right people deserve to hear it and deserve to see how it's depicted in the correct way. I always say, like, the phrase that rolls off my tongue a lot is representing people well.
Yeah.
I think it's not easy to do that. You don't just go up to a business owner and roll your cameras and automatically produce a piece that's going to represent them well. That takes a level of getting to know them, getting to understand their vision, getting to understand them as a person, the relationships, all these things that when you spend enough time with real people, you start to get to see the reality of it. And I think that's the beauty of what we do is we work primarily with real people.
Yeah.
And as an added benefit is we get to watch them evolve in their own journeys in terms of growing. Hopefully they're growing and because most of the time, if people are looking to create, say, video for the business, they are quite forward thinking. They're thinking about the reality that it's necessary now, that video is a necessity today. If you're not thinking about it, or if it's an afterthought, or if it's a thing that you go, no, you don't want to do it, it's like, I'm sorry, but the reality is that's not forward thinking. That's quite old thinking in terms of it's not that you'll go out of business. Yeah. It's not that's not the case, but you're actually missing out on opportunities for growth, opportunities to maybe stay in business going forward. Gary Vaynerchuk says it a lot of the time in the phrase of every company now, if you're a good company, is actually a media company first, and then you're what you say you do after. Because that's the reality of the world right now. You're actually, every company should be a media company in terms of creating their own content. Yeah. Not just video, but yes, video. Yeah. Being relevant, and then they actually do what they do after that. Yeah. That's Gary Vaynerchuk with a huge track record, and he's, all over this stuff all the time. And he obviously he knows what he's talking about. Not a lot of people know that name, but that's the reality. So when we come back to us, we get to do that. We get to be the executors of that. And it's rewarding. Yeah. It is.
100%.
I think I'm trying to think about the things I enjoy specifically in it is those moments where sometimes it's in the interview. Sometimes you know that they've said something gold. Sometimes it's the shot that you capture on location. Yeah. But then personally, I think it's in the edit room, and I get to see it come together because that's what they'll see. Yeah. Like they won't see the cameras. I mean, they're there with the cameras, but they won't see it until they see the product at the end. And when we are crafting that, putting the things into play with our artistic vision, and where we get to be creative with it, and then we go, that's you hear it in the office, that's the money shot.
That's the money.
That's the one.
That's the money.
Or all
quality content or good content.
Or you've just communicated it well. Yeah. That's it's a good feeling.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah. So chasing that.
Yeah. That's good.
Chasing the feeling.
That's awesome, man. That's so good. And I think that is a perfect note to end the podcast on.
All right.
That was good. I think we'll definitely have to unpack that more. And I think there's some awesome stuff that we touched on today that we'll definitely have to unpack more in future podcasts. But yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right. Any final words?
Good content.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for watching and listening. We understand that not everyone is watching because obviously this goes out on Spotify as well. So,
but they should be watching.
They should be watching. If you do get the chance to watch YouTube, anywhere else, LinkedIn, pick up your game because they have a time limit.
Yeah. What is it mainly on YouTube, and I don't even know if we're going to post these on Instagram just yet, but maybe on YouTube.
YouTube and Spotify, the main two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should probably put them on Instagram.
Do they have... Does that have a time limit or not?
No, there's no time limit.
There you go.
There might be, but it's not that short.
Yeah, cool. Not as bad LinkedIn. Anyways, cool. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Really appreciate it. Definitely comment down below anything you'd like us to talk about. Look, video related or non-video related, we don't mind.
Absolutely. Matt's lifting routine.
You know what? You said that last time, all right? And I don't think I've done it. Trying to think if I've done any lifting since then, but as I said, you mean your lifting routine. Did a home workout last night and he sent me the screenshot and he said, that's an easy one. I'm like, are you joking?
No. No.
It's nuts. Cool, guys. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Comment down below anything you'd like us to talk about. I've already said this and we will see you in the next episode, whenever it may be. Hopefully not in a year's time. So, stay tuned for episode 11, guys. And we will see you very soon.
Fox is out.
Fox is out.
There it is.
Dog.
There it is.
I thought that a fox was a cat. See, for the longest time, I thought that a fox was a feline. And then I found out that they're actually dogs.